Dodgers fans, you're not going to believe what Dave Roberts just said about 2025. This changes everything for the future of the team. With Shohei Ohtani set to pitch again, young stars rising, and possible major roster moves, Roberts just dropped a hint that could shake up the entire franchise. Are the Dodgers planning another blockbuster signing? Is a major trade on the horizon? Or could we see a completely new-look team next season? Stick around, because this news is huge, and every Dodgers fan needs to hear it. Don't scroll away, you won't want to miss this. Hey, what's up, Dodgers fans? Welcome back to the channel, where we keep you up to date with everything happening in Dodger Nation. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a breaking update. And trust me, today's news is absolutely huge because Dodgers manager Dave Roberts just dropped a massive statement about 2025, and you need to hear this. This could change everything for the future of the franchise, and I promise you, by the end of this video, you're going to have a lot to say about it. So, let's jump right in. Now, if you've been following the Dodgers closely, you already know that this past offseason was one of the most exciting in recent memory. We're talking about the blockbuster signings of Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the addition of Tyler Glasnow, and a revamped roster that looks absolutely stacked heading into the 2024 season. The front office went all in, sparing no expense, and making sure the Dodgers are in prime position to dominate. But here's where things get even crazier. Dave Roberts, the man leading the charge in the dugout, just made some eye-opening comments about what's in store for 2025, and it might not be what you expect. Now, before we break down exactly what he said, let's take a step back and look at where things stand. The Dodgers are going into the 2024 season with sky-high expectations. Anything short of a deep playoff run, no, scratch that, anything short of a World Series title is going to be seen as a failure. And let's be real, with a payroll that has soared past the $300 million mark, with all these star players, there are no excuses. But Roberts' comments suggest that the organization is already thinking about what comes next, beyond just 2024. This isn't just a one-year push. The Dodgers are planning for sustained dominance, and what Roberts hinted at might just give us a clue into how they intend to do it. So, what did Dave Roberts actually say? During a recent media session, he was asked about the team's long-term vision, especially with all these big contracts being handed out. His response? He acknowledged that while 2024 is obviously a priority, the Dodgers are setting up for something even bigger in 2025. And here's where things get really interesting. He specifically mentioned that there could be some major shifts in how the roster is structured next season. Now, why is this significant? Because when a manager openly talks about future changes before a season even begins, it usually means there are already plans in place behind the scenes. Let's think about what that could mean. First, let's talk about the young talent in the Dodgers system. The farm system is loaded with potential future stars, guys like Bobby Miller, Emmett Sheehan, and even prospects like Dalton Rushing and Diego Cartaya. Could 2025 be the year that the Dodgers transition some of these young guys into bigger roles? It's very possible. We've already seen flashes of brilliance from Bobby Miller, and there's a chance he becomes the ace of this team in the near future. Then, there's the question of the veterans. The Dodgers have several key players who might not be around by the time we get to 2025. Guys like Clayton Kershaw, who, let's be honest, is nearing the end of his Hall of Fame career. Kershaw has been the heart and soul of this team for years, but there's a real possibility that 2024 is his final season in Dodger blue. If that's the case, then the Dodgers are going to have to think about replacing not just his production, but also his leadership. That's a huge deal. And speaking of leadership, let's talk about Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman. These two guys are locked in as the faces of the franchise, but by 2025, their roles might evolve even more. Mookie Betts has already been playing some infield, and if the Dodgers decide to shake things up positionally, we could see even more changes in how they utilize their star players. Maybe they decide to make Betts a full-time second baseman. Maybe they look to add another outfielder to take some pressure off him defensively. The possibilities are endless, and Roberts' comments suggest that the team is already thinking about these scenarios. But let's get to the biggest name of them all, Shohei Ohtani. Now, 2024 is already shaping up to be a historic season just because of his presence alone. But remember, Ohtani isn't even going to pitch this year as he recovers from elbow surgery. That means 2025 is when we get the full Shohei Ohtani experience, both at the plate and on the mound. And if you thought the Dodgers were dangerous now, just imagine adding an elite two-way player to this already stacked team. Roberts knows this, and when he talked about 2025, it's safe to assume that a lot of his excitement is tied to what Ohtani will bring to the team when he's finally healthy enough to pitch again. Another factor to consider is the financial aspect. The Dodgers went on a spending spree this offseason, but don't forget, the luxury tax penalties increase the longer a team stays over the threshold. So, does that mean the Dodgers will look to shed some contracts after this season? It's possible. If they feel like they need more flexibility heading into 2025, we could see some surprising roster moves. Maybe they decide to move on from some expensive veterans or shift their focus to more homegrown talent. Again, this all ties back to what Roberts was hinting at. The team is thinking ahead. And let's not forget the free agent market. If the Dodgers are planning something big for 2025, that could mean they already have their eyes on another major signing. Could Juan Soto be in play? What about a top-tier starting pitcher to bolster the rotation? There are a lot of directions they could go, and knowing how aggressive this front office has been, we shouldn't rule anything out. So, let's break this all down. Dave Roberts' comments weren't just some offhand remark. They were a clear indication that the Dodgers are already planning beyond 2024. Whether that means integrating more young talent, preparing for key veterans to leave, or setting up for another massive free agent signing, one thing is clear: this team is thinking long-term. So, let's start with this. The Dodgers have already had one of the most exciting off-seasons in MLB history. They went out and spent big, landing the biggest free agent in baseball, Shohei Ohtani, on that historic $700 million contract. But they didn't stop there. They also brought in Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Tyler Glasnow, Teoscar Hernandez, and a handful of other key pieces. This is a team that is not just built to win in 2024, they are designed to be a dynasty. But here's the thing: Dave Roberts just hinted that 2025 might be even bigger. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think the Dodgers are planning for 2025? Do you think we'll see major roster changes? Could there be another blockbuster signing on the horizon? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this is a conversation every Dodgers fan needs to be a part of. As always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Dodgers news and updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Go Dodgers!